So, welcome to an empty system, which isn't quite so empty if I click on that button over there. This is a 1 versus 1 round 5 of the Super Swiss tournament. This time we have Battlebear yet again versus Foerest. Battlebear in orange, Foerest in blue. Now this is a really interesting planet. Looking at the metal distribution, most of it is in this lake here, so we're going to see a lot of naval combat in this game and or some air combat. We could even see some T2 bots getting rushed up as well if they spawn far enough apart from each other, because the size of this planet is actually reasonably large and the GLHFs are called and the players are spawning in. One is on the land, where is the other? That is the question. Let's just put on my picture in the picture there. So, looking around, Foerest on the land with an air factory. Going first with a 2-2, following that up with a second air factory as well. Interesting build, considering the economy and all of that, the way that all works. Down on the South Pole, effectively there, in orange, Battlebear with an air first. And a few economic structures, but lots and lots of air. So both players sort of neglecting naval at this point in the game. And an interceptor coming out from Foerest as well, super quickly there. So let's put up my camera anchors, because we all know how much I adore camera anchors. There we are. Now we're ready. Let's check they work. 1 and 2. Good. So let's have a look at what's likely going to happen. So we're going to have lots of air fabricators expanding to all different locations of this planet, and the majority of the fighting is going to be in this ocean, where there's a substantial amount of metal, where the planet's most of the metal is, and we've even got some air fabbers here from Foerest. One laying a little bit idle there, probably a little bit longer than it would want. It's having to reclaim a few buildings as well. Buildings, I mean trees, unless of course you consider trees buildings. That is all well and good. And down there we did see a scout getting off from Foerest, so he does know where Ugali is. Let's have a look from Ugali's perspective. Can he see where Foerest is? Oh, not Ugali, sorry, Battlebear. I'm too used to the last game. My apologies. Battlebear has not yet scouted Foerest. That is pretty important at this point, as they are now getting a little bit into the point of the game where they really wanted to have scouted, and Battlebear will probably start worrying where Foerest is. As if he manages not to scout by 3.5 minutes, that's going to be really crucial. But unfortunately he is going to get the scout here. Incoming interceptor. He still actually doesn't see the base, but he does know that that's where his interceptor died, so he's got a pretty good idea that that's where the base is. And he's following scouting interceptors here. Now these interceptors aren't just scouting, they're also trying to snipe the air fabricators, because of course air fabricators are pretty much one shot from an interceptor and they're gone, and they're prime targets as a result. Looking at the build queues there, Battlebear obviously going much heavier on the interceptors. Foerest now up on his 4th and 5th air factory. Looks like the air fabber that was building that air factory got sniped out of the water, out of the air rather, and unfortunately the factory did decay. But now that's 4 air factories that go into the army tab there, so it's 4-4, and still no transitions to bots or navy as of yet. Let's have a look at the build queues. There's the transition to navy from Battlebear, so we'll start to see some orcas coming out as well, because they will be able to shell the coastline here from afar, and narwhals are going to be really good against air units themselves because they have the anti-air capabilities. Meanwhile, we still don't see any bumblebees coming out, so no bombers as of yet. It's all about taking out those air fabbers at this point until people see stuff on the ground that's worth bombing. So currently it's about stopping people building the expansions rather than taking out the expansions. And currently Foerest is doing a slightly better job of the expanding, although we did spawn in something of a more dense pocket of metal there. But the air fabricators are going to get taken down from Foerest there as they flee for their lives. They do not get away in time. Battlebear doing a really good job there. Foerest again finding himself floating on his resources there. He could probably be building a bit more, and naval factory is now complete from Battlebear, so I hope we'll see some narwhals coming out of this, maybe even some naval fabricators to go and claim all of that metal, because of course there are still no bombers coming out from Foerest, I do believe. And without bombers, then you're not going to be able to take out naval fabricators. But there are bumblebees there from Battlebear, just in case. So let's pose a question to chat. Who do you want to see win in this game, and who do you think will win? Or rather, let's just put that as one question. Who do you think will win this game? Because currently, it's still very much all to play for, though I think Battlebear might have the slight advantage in that he got to naval first. Although, of course, Foerest, with his slightly superior economy in terms of metal, could just pop into the water with his commander and get sorted with regards to the navy there. Bumblebees coming in there. They are going to get taken down before they can do any worthy damage, which was unfortunate. This is so much anti-air, it's not really worth sending bumblebees in at this point in the game. And there is a really sneaky air fabricator over here, just getting a whole bunch of expansion. 2 mechs there up already. Just even more, just battle over whatever the name of the planet is, Emmental. There was me thinking I could make a Battle of Britain reference, but that was unfortunate. Moving swiftly on, the bumblebees have now come out from Foerest. Let's see if Foerest has managed to scout the naval factories. He has, so that's probably why the bumblebees came out. He wants to try and take down those naval fabricators. A couple, I believe, managed to get taken down by Battlebear's interceptors that were out over there on the side. Still a lot of support for Battlebear in chat. Not a lot for Foerest. So we'll have to see if Battlebear, the orange knight, will prevail. Lots of fabricators though, for not a lot of naval firepower. A couple of orcas though now complete, but of course they are going to need the anti-air support because that's a lot of bombers. That's a commander snipe worry, and Battlebear doesn't know that it's happening. So, and Battlebear actually, more importantly, in the middle of his base has not got the anti-air. He's sort of moving it around the outskirts of his base, and if Foerest, or Foerest, or however you prompt to pronounce it, can find the split-second window, he can get a commander snipe here, and Battlebear is not really preparing himself for it. I think we're going to see some super cheese tactics here as the bumblebees just keep piling themselves in. He's probably got the critical mass there, sending in the interceptors just to get a scout to see if the commander is on his own. He is on his own. The interceptors are now going to try and move, but of course Foerest, if he's really good with these aircraft, he'll move those interceptors away from the commander. I still don't think Battlebear has found that indeed there. The interceptor's goading them away. The commander is now free to the snipe. Here come the bumblebees now. This is going to be a pretty deciding factor here. This is an all-or-nothing strategy. Let's watch what happens from afar as we zoom down. As these bumblebees approach the commander, will they find him in time? Will the interceptors get back in time? No, they will not. Looks as though one pass is going to get off on that commander, leaving him incredibly low health there as he drops below 50, 40. A second pass goes off, and that commander is sniped successfully. GG's are called from Battlebear. Incredible strats from Foerest, getting up a really early bomber snipe, 8.5 minutes. So all of the support for Battlebear was unfortunately in vain. Really good decision to go for the snipe there. I fear as though a naval confrontation would have been long and drawn out. So that was a turnout for the books. Let's have a look at that again. That was pretty cool. So back we go in time. Unfortunately, Chronocam is like, I don't want to skip time. Who skips time? That breaks time. Really good strats there from Foerest, just goading the defensive air away from the commander, leaving the critical mass of the bombers free to devastate. So we'll have to wait for the next game to be finished now, and we'll then follow it up with the next round. Stick around, folks, and we'll be back with you shortly.
Try this at the desert planet here, or the moon. Let's have a look at what's going on here from 2 different points of view. As they aim, where is it aimed at? Is it aimed at the desert planet, or is it aimed at the moon? It could be the moon. It is the moon! Goodness me, there it goes! Ouch, that's Planetary Annihilation.
Wow.
And now, of course, they do still have control of those catalysts. They could use it again!
Yes, yes, and their next target is going to be the desert planet.
Oh, yes.
I'm just going to guess that right now.
No need to guess, that's a given. Let's have a look at the blue base. It gets a laser straight through it. Oh my goodness me. That's the game. Orange claim the victory. Commiserations to blue.
And what a way to end it.